Alright, my people, alright, it's your boy Mano, aka Power Pappy. Welcome back again to the channel. We are in day 5, okay, day 5 of honorable mentions. We're getting close to the juicy ones. Okay, we're getting honorable mentions today for albums. Alright, these are albums that inherently are great projects, have their faults, have their reservations, essentially why they are not strong statements for my top 50. But regardless, I still revere the artistry behind this, and I'm looking forward for you guys getting to know some of these albums, and as well for some of you that do know some of the albums, realize that they don't come and show up in the top 50. I think that'll be fun. Alright, so we're kicking it off with Tome. Okay, Tome is a Canadian-based artist that released her debut LP on very early this year. This is a 10-track LP that really holds a lot of ground and shows a lot of versatility. She's a pop act that can virtually have deep R&B cuts, everything from Afro pop to Amapiano. She ends up having good moments on records like Hold You and Burn Up with Scales. I absolutely love that record. Up next, I have Sunday in Lagos by Limoblaze. This is his Reach Records debut. Shout out to Limoblaze getting signed to Lecrae's record label. It's nice to see the result of the collaborative efforts over the years end up with him getting signed, and it's absolutely great how he graced the signing with this project. It's a very well balanced project that shows a lot of versatility that honestly I didn't even know Limoblaze had, and he was basically pulling up with some deep rap cuts here and there, and he has some vintage Afrobeats or Afropop renditions as well, all in the framework of expressing his faith as a Christian, and this was a dope project to check out. Next up, I have Erigga with The Lost Boy. Erigga has definitely been one of the biggest rap artists from the South, and he has been holding it down for a minute. This is another project from Erigga with deep storytelling, cheeky one-liners here and there. A few reservations on the project with some form of redundancy, but regardless, I think it's one of the dope hip-hop projects this year on my honorable mentions. Next up, I have a posthumous project from the late Soundsultan, Reality Check. For a posthumous album that came fairly recent since his passing last year, I thought this was done with so much class, so much homage to his essence as an artist. I really enjoyed the track with Zlatan. That one damn near made me tear up at the first listen. And you're seeing a very consistent collaborator with Tubaba on this one. It's a very wholesome way to see him out, to respect his legacy as an icon in Nigerian music, and I really appreciated the approach on this one. Reality Check by Soundsultan. Rest in peace, Soundsultan. Next up, we're taking it to Ghana. We have a 10-track body of work, I would call this. It is an album, yes. Technically it is 10-track. It feels like an LP. But to be very, very honest, it does get this playlisty approach. Essentially why I don't really revere it too much as an album. This is Sarkodie taking the route of finding good hooks out of singing artists. Yes, is the format that most rappers like himself have had to survive over the years, but on this project it's too deep on that reliance on how good the hook is, and for a Sarkodie project it's usually a fair balance in most cases. But regardless of all of that, I think there were still very fine records on this one, especially the one with Lade, the one with Oxlade. But it has a whole lot of big names and stellar names that would drive numbers for Sarkodie, which is good. But at the end of the day, man, a little too safe for me to make it to my top 50. Next up, I have Lade with Merchant of Melodies. I absolutely love this EP. This is an introductory EP to her. She has already had a fantastic breakout year with Auto-Tuned Anthem. She has followed up with good records like All The Way, and then the amazing duet, I would call this, with Crayon, that absolutely makes Crayon sound freaking amazing. Like, there's a Crayon chop here that you don't really see as often, and I really appreciated their synergy on that track. The opening track as well was strong. The one with Adekunle, not so high of a moment, but I think I still really appreciated how she approached this project. Very good on the melodies, as exactly how the title calls it. And shout out to Lade, man. I think she's honestly up next in the pop scene. Yeah, definitely pay attention to Lade, man. She's definitely gonna stick around for a while. Next up is a very oddball 255, a group of German producers that decided to come to Lagos and record an album with a whole bunch of rising talents out of Nigeria. They have Juju Boy, they have King Perry, they have Black Bones, they have Majid, they have Mins on this, and guess what, guys? The production chops on this, the Afro pop production on this is actually impressive for German producers that just came out of here and that have been fans of the sound and are really, really doing like a top grade industry standard level production here. And I thought it was really, really interesting. I think one of my favorite chops on this is the Majid record, man. The Majid song, Peace of Mind. Definitely check that one out. There's a lot of good moments as well. The one with the Wonder Banton too. Like, yeah, man, there's good records to get out of this one, man. It came very late in the year. Honestly, didn't have enough time to attach it to have a strong claim for the top 50. But yeah, definitely one to note, and maybe might bleed into next year. You never know. Next up, I have the amazing Simi on her third solo pop or mainstream album. To be honest, I love this record. It's not bad. It just fails to have a lot of impact with the hook. They sounded great on the first listen, but honestly, like the replay value you would expect that a Simi project would do. Yes, you can still see her have that tug of war in terms of her R&B roots versus the Juju and High Life chops that I've always made for great commercial success for her. So she is in that tug of war, just like the previous album on Mochali Champagne. But then again, I've come to welcome it that this is always going to be an approach, trying to find a sweet spot, trying to find a good balance as compared to her classic debut, which was Simi Sola, which was very ultra heavy on the Juju element and things that really stood out for her. But it is what it is. She's an artist trying to find a sweet balance and the sweet spot, and this was an okay approach, not the best, but definitely an okay approach on this. I absolutely appreciated songs like Naked Wire, and we have balance as well with Adekunle Gold. And speaking of Adekunle Gold, he's next up for my honorable mentions. Catch Me If You Can, another pop album that definitely has hits, certified hits, like a lot of hits that he had on an amazing crazy run of singles from last year. He put into this album hits like Sinner, hits like High, It Is What It Is as well. But I think I ended up working with not so much with the new records, but I enjoyed some of the new ones regardless. I enjoyed the High Life chops of More Than Enough. I actually enjoyed that one. But Adekunle Gold definitely with this project has made a strong claim as a pop act, and a lot of the efforts in terms of hits are helping to define him as a pop artist, and it is what it is. Okay, that one wasn't intended, guys. But anyway, Catch Me If You Can with Adekunle Gold as an honorable mention this year. Also included in my honorable mentions is Azanti's debut LP, Heartparts and Nostalgia. This is Azanti challenging himself a little bit more, leaning more towards his Afro pop chops. We're also getting some high life renditions here. His R&B roots are still very evident throughout the record. Definitely more experimental on songs like Late for Dinner. In a few moments, he definitely got ahead of himself with having some wordy hooks. But regardless, the talent is still clear and vivid, and the future of Nigerian music is still bright with this guy. And last but not the least, I have Khaid with Diversity. Decent introductory EP, a little all over the place, even though the concept of it is to show you all the efforts that he can make and the styles of music he can make, going from emo trap records to his street pop or Afro pop leaning kind of records. He shows everything. He shows all his cards on this project. A little bit incoherent in terms of how drastic the changes he is making. He ended up following up with some good singles right after this project. But yeah, Khaid is definitely an artist to pay attention to. Sort of like reminds you of Erigga when he first came onto the scene, had the appeal with the emo trap for the Gen Zs, and also has a pop appeal in the general mainstream landscape as well. So yeah, I think he has a good chance of making it as an artist full-fledged, and definitely want to pay attention to, and this project helped make a statement for him. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was my honorable mentions for albums. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. If you're seeing this after I've released it, definitely check out my top 50 albums of the year. Alright, I've been your boy Mano, aka Power Papi. Thank you so much for sticking around with me this past 5 days so far, man. It's been fun. Alright, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.